Hello everyone, my name is Medin and today I want to share you my opinion about the meta and the weapon tier list. Also, as a bonus, I'm gonna speak about the kit you should use and the abilities that you have to pair with the kit to have the most success in the cycle. Let's start with the S tier weapon, which is Lacerator. It's an amazing weapon. The range is pretty big, the follow-off is good, and the DPS you see here, 247, you add to that 20% and it's gonna be 296. Then if you upgrade the gun, you have 10% extra fire rate and 10% extra damage, which will make the DPS around 360, which is pretty insane for 10 bullets. And if you hit that headshots with 175 weak spot damage, the gun is just gonna shred. If you hit 2 out of 10 headshots, it's amazing. It's amazing. The setup you want to have on it is exactly this one. You don't want to change anything on it. So this is the meta weapon right now. After that we have a really good choice, also in the 200 credit range, because you always want to have a 200 weapon. So you can pick early fights and contest big objectives. So if you don't really want to play Lacerator for whatever reason, then you have to go with the core. As the A+ weapon, the core is a pretty good choice for 200 credits. You have the Recycler, Hollow Stock or Heavy Stock, that's a personal preference. Then I would suggest to use the Shredder rounds if you can hit that headshots. If not, just go for the extended magazine. Now, these are like the best guns right now, the meta and the best gun after that. Now we have the A tier guns, which are Advocate. Advocate is a pretty good PvE VP choice, so I would suggest running Heavy Stock, Recycler and Piercing rounds. It shreds mobs and players, but the price is kind of big for squads. You maybe want to buy it later on, but you should stick with the Lacerator as your first buy. After that we can speak about the ICA Guarantee, which is a bit expensive, at least for squads, and it's not like the best PvP gun. But the advantage with this is that it's amazing on clearing the mobs, like doing the drill or minerals or anything. It just shreds mobs. Also, in this meta, people play the kinetic barrier, which chain reaction goes through and you can just shoot the barrier, and in the same time you destroy the barrier and you also deal damage to your enemy. So it's totally worth it. I would go from Lacerator straight to Guarantee, or maybe buy the Advocate. So that's it with the A tier. Now we have the B tier, which I put in Shattergun, mostly because of solo, because it deals a lot of damage. I prefer it with this setup, long barrel and unstable material, but here you can choose the reactive lever and the quicksilver coating if you want. It's not the best choice for squads, but it's a fun gun to use. We also have Manticore, which is like a worse Advocate, but it deals more damage than the Advocate. You have the DPS and also the damage to rivals increase. I would still choose Advocate over Manticore, and this is the setup for it. Scrapper. Scrapper has an insane DPS, but as people play longer range guns like Core and Lacerator or Advocate, you will get outrange pretty fast, because these guns range and follow, like effective range is 10 meters, so yeah. But if you like the playstyle and you don't want to play the other guns, you can go for it. On the C tier you have the PW, which is just a worse score because of the range and the follow start. But if you can be in that range, it's gonna be okay. Also we have the Basilisk, which is not that great dispatch because of the regen, but can still be good if you are playing kind of a support player. And Karma, which is too expensive and yeah, doesn't really worth the buy, but if you get it, it's gonna pay off. And this is kind of all with the guns you should touch. Everything else you shouldn't. I can also tell you the reasons, because people will be like, no, I like the ASP and things like that, you know. As I said in the start, this is just my personal opinion and you can always do you. So ASP is just a worse version of the Scrapper right now, because it has travel time and you're not gonna hit 100% of the shots even if you are aiming at the target. Gorgon, let's just not speak about Gorgon. AR-55 is just a worse version of the Advocate. Bolt is not hit scan and the damage is too low. Long shot. Don't touch this. Never ever. Kinetic Arbiter is just a worse Shattergun, kind of. And Comrade is too random to make it effective. Phasing Lancer is just too bad. The DPS is too low and yeah, doesn't worth it. Maelstrom is just a worse Shattergun. Brute is just worse because it got nerfed. So I didn't see anyone playing Brute after the nerf. And here we only have the fun guns, which you should only use like in non-ranked matches. So this is basically everything about the primary weapons. And for the secondary weapon, you should play the Scarab with this setup. It's amazing for cleaning mobs, and also for PvP it's not that bad. I mean, it's pretty good even for PvP. The DPS is smaller than the K28, but you just hit multiple targets in the same time, so it pays off. Anyways, you just use it till you get 200 credits, which should be pretty fast. Then you buy a Lacerator. And for the bonus, we have the kit, which you should use, and that's Boxer. Damage increase on kills, Pistol Master, Fast Punch, and redoes damage while sprinting. That's what I choose. And why? I choose Pistol Master because that's the best in slot. Damage increase on kills is the same thing. You can also use the heal on kills if you like the playstyle, but I just like to shred the mobs, because yeah, if they die faster, you are safer. that's the first thing, you are safer. And For the tier 2 accessory, we have the reduce damage while sprinting, which is a 15% damage reduction, and anyways you always sprint, so it's really helpful for running into someone or running from someone. So yeah, also for tanking it's pretty good. Just stand your ground and run in circles. You can also use the low HP defense if you want, or I mean the improved regen doesn't really do that much this patch, so stick with those two. And fast punch, yeah. Fast punch, you want that mobility. As abilities, I would suggest running Kinetic Barrier. It's really good. It's like, it can tank a lot for you. Then you should use the Stand Your Ground ability, which is a 50% reduction in damage, so you can tank people. Then if you want, you can use the Tri-Sphere, but only for like getting points when the danger time is out, from like dropping bright caps, uplink, zeals, that's kind of everything. Or yeah, refiners. And warp, just if you want to, like, if you have a really easy match and you want to just be able to chase people around, you can just use the warp to give you a bit of bigger mobility. So this is kind of everything about this patch. Like, how I would play would be like going from so basically going Scarab, getting a Lacerator, maybe upgrading it once at least, because you want that fire rate. It's just a big difference. Then buy your ability, which should be the Kinetic Barrier first. After that you can choose to buy Stand Your Ground or upgrade it second time. These two abilities don't really need to be upgraded, so this is a huge bonus for you. After the Lacerator, you want to go Aether Intro Core, Advocate, or ICA Guarantee. I myself would go from Lacerator to ICA Guarantee if I have players that I know they run like boxers with kinetic barriers, or I have a drill to do. Either way, you can just go with Advocate and have an easy clear of the mobs. Basically, you don't really need a core. You should only play the core if you don't like to play the Lacerator, but this is like a meta, you know, the best thing right now. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments, or you can always PM me on Discord. I'm just stream again from probably this Friday, like tomorrow evening around 7 PM CAT. You can follow me on Twitter. I will post a tweet. Also, I'm gonna run a giveaway for the resting foam banners with these ones. This one right here. And I will leave a link in the description so you can join. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.